So far I've been trading my funded account with Apex for the last 2 weeks. And last week we had ended off with one of the accounts being about $600 in profit and the second account being about $400 in profit, which means we were successful in our goal of getting that account out of drawdown. However, this week I had set a new specific goal. I wanted to try and get at least one of them or both of them to a $1,500 profit. However, there was a new challenge that I faced this week that made this shit insanely hard. And I'm going to be going over how I was so close to my first payout and how it kind of all unraveled. So to start off Monday, we did trade Monday. However, I did not get any footage. It got corrupted while me trying to set up my new OBS. So I'll walk through the day and how it went. So April 6th was a really good day. We ended up taking home a profit of about $800. Now there was only 2 trades that I took on the session. But them were winners. And when you get 2 back-to-back winners, you kind of feel like heaven on for the rest of the day. Now this had put me really close. I think at this time we was at 600. So this put the account balance to like 1,200. However, one of the big oopsies that I made was I had went over my 30% consistency rule. And to explain the 30% consistency rule, let's go to the whiteboard. If you're unaware, Apex legacy accounts still have a 30% consistency rule. So before Apex update to 4.0, they basically had where in your funded accounts, you can't have a day that's almost 30% of the total profit that you're trying to withdraw. So say for example, you're trying to withdraw out $1,000. And we'll use $1,000 because it's kind of just easy to illustrate. So let's say you're trying to withdraw $1,000. And out of this 1,000, you can't essentially have a day that's better than $300. If you do, when your profit balance reaches $1,000, you cannot withdraw. So given the fact that I have this little challenge, to keep that in mind as well. However, when I had made $800 that day, this kind of messed up my goal of trying to withdraw at $2,600. What the fuck's up at the top part of the screen? You see, with Apex, you're able to take your first payout when you reach the maximum buffer of $2,600 to be exact. However, 800, we look at the math really quickly, 800 is going to be about 31%, which means I literally broke the consistency rule by 1%. So now my new target that I have to reach in order to get a payout is exactly $2,775 in order to be able to withdraw the minimum balance. So now my goal is to reach probably around 3,000 to 2,750 in order to request my first payout. Monday was a really good day, but it was a little bit too good. There's 2 things we might do here. The first thing we might do is we might just flush it in the second candle that's popping up now. Or the second thing we might do is we might rebound and head back into the middle around 240. Let's see what happens. So at this time, I bet that we'd actually head back to 240. We don't break above. Here we go. Let me get sub though. Nice little 5 points capitalizing. Wow, great stop placement. Amazing stop placement, one may say. Interested in this. Very short though. Alright. Oh, we are now down 5. Man, 'Clean. Breakouts look alright, but there's just a lot of pullbacks today. So you see, Tuesday we only took 2 trades, 1 winner, 1 loser. The loser ended up being a little bit more than a winner. So we had ended the day off at a negative of about like 240. Now, when we look into the stats, we had started the day at around 1,500 and ended the day around 1,250. It took 2 trades on the day. One of the biggest things that I was just kind of feeling was just like the markets was just kind of shit for me right now. Compared to yesterday or last week. Last week was really like volatile, and of course the news or the war talks definitely had a factor in playing that. But like also, I was also getting a lot of extensions out of my breakout. This week, like there was a lot of like false breakouts. There was a lot of like we'd move 10 points and then instantly slap back 30 before moving another 40. Like it was just really disgusting price action. And then like Tuesday, I was feeling it the most. I was just kind of tired and I was just like, ugh, I'm not really feeling it. So I decided to just stop trading after 2 trades. I could have took a 3rd one, but I just wasn't feeling those market conditions. So that left us ending the day off with a total account balance of 1,250. If you want to see what our equity curve looked like, it pretty much looked like we started out a profit and then went to a negative. What? Yeah. Come on, give us that run. Come on, give us that run. Don't come back. There it is. Come on, don't get. Yeah, I'm in it right now. Okay. Wednesdays was one of the best days I could ask for. A one and done trade day. And days like this always feel the best. I also forgot to mention earlier, I know you're probably wondering, well, Omar, last week you said you was trading 2 funded accounts. What happened to the second one? Well, the second one on Monday, I'll show you right here. Also, if you would like to know like what trading journal I'm using, it's Refinement. It's just one that I had just built for myself free. And I use it pretty much on an everyday basis. So if you'd like to use it, links in the description. It's absolutely free. The only thing that's like kind of paid here is just pretty much like the AI feature right here. But if you don't care about having AI in your trading world, don't worry about it. However, like Monday was absolute shit for the second account. After I had a really good day on the first, the second one I just took 2 back-to-back losses, and that just put me at like -500 on the day. And then from there, I just did not trade it anymore, like throughout the rest of the week. And I'll tell you why in a second. But in order to kind of illustrate why I didn't trade the second one, I had bought 5 new accounts with Apex with their 90% promotion, and also given the fact that this would be my first time to try the new Apex 4.0 account. And Wednesday, after my 2 trades, I got a little bored and I decided, you know what, let me boot up one of these accounts and see what happens. As you can see and probably tell, I was quite literally bored and ripping trades. Now, this is never a good thing to do, and I won't ever recommend it. But I was just bored this day. I didn't really see anything that I like to take on my funded accounts, so I stopped that day on the first funded account, and I didn't even touch the second one. However, I booted up one of my evals, and we started firing off trades. And we ended up making a profit of about $430 on a day, which is crazy given the fact that I took 5 trades and I risked 3 micros on every single trade. No, sorry, not micros, minis. That's even worse. I guess my risk management must be really good to not blow it all in one day, especially with 3 minis on the line. However, that ended up putting our account balance at $1,800. I'm gonna talk about something that probably is known. Every trader who trade prop firm gets this feeling, and they know it's one of the most stressful and anxiety-inducing times. It's when, if you haven't passed a lot of funded accounts or a lot of evals, and you're like $200 to $300 away from passing your first few funded accounts. It's the same when you're trying to get your first ever payout like I am. It is so nerve-wracking knowing that you're right there. You've gained so much and you're so close, and knowing that you have a potential to lose it all if you don't trade properly. Oh my goodness, it plays such a factor, and it definitely did in Thursday's trade, because as you can see here on Thursday, I made a profit of $22. Why, you may ask? I didn't trade. I took 1 trade and got out the moment I saw any hesitation, and that was a effect of just me being so like nervous about like being so close. Here's one thing that I need to learn mainly, especially when I get in these phases. I was feeling like this when I was first passing evals as well too. Now I'm a little bit more accustomed. I don't really care too much when it comes to evals. However, this new feeling has, you know, showed up and reborn when I'm on my funded account and very close to getting my first ever payout. I realize I'm going to feel like this because like I have no proof and get a payout, right? And also it's going to be my first ever one. So I know that this is going to be the most intense this anxiety for me is going to be. Now, how I'm going about dealing with it is mainly just kind of always reminding myself that, listen, I've gotten this far twice, right? I've gotten this far before, and I've gotten this far again now. I'm pretty sure whatever happens now, I can get back into the same position, let alone a week or a month from now. Now, this is I don't want to say it's kind of slows down my goal of getting $73,000 payout. But I know the moment I can get my first payout, I can pretty much ramp up on everything, because that way the belief that I can make this shit happen comes to life, and it's a very powerful belief to have. So we ended up ending the day off. We're taking just one trade. I don't even think it's good enough to show you record, because it literally is just like in, out, that's it. Like 2 seconds. So it was just a profit of $22, bringing the account to 1,800. But now we got to talk about what happened on Friday. Roll the clip. Some interest at 50. Alright, still loss of 5 points. There was interest at 50, it's just we didn't get that continuation of the run. I like the trade though. I think it still happens. Maybe we just might need to be a little bit patient to the next candle. We get a continuation. Yeah, I don't want to take it. Oh God, look at the fucking entry, bro. Fridays are just really dog shit for me. Like, this is something that I'm starting to realize. Every Friday I'm trading is pretty much like almost always shit. So we took 2 losses, just small losses, ended up total loss about $380. So not bad. But one thing I noticed about like Fridays is I didn't trade last Friday on this account. This Friday I traded, and then last Friday I traded as well too. And I'm pretty sure if I go back to some of my evals, I know, let's not use this one because I pretty much full ported. Let's go to like 18. So 18, Friday, another loss. This Friday was actually a winner. I think like my P&L on Fridays is definitely negative. And I need to I think like I'm really gonna like kind of assess just maybe taking Fridays off, because it's just really bad. However, we took 2 trades and they just didn't go out in favor. None of them played out. I was getting like billed on like dog shit entries, not where I wanted to be. However, that did not stop me, because I may have gotten tilted just a little bit. Really? No extra movement? What the fuck are we at? We're at 14. Oh my God, this is so disgusting. We can't get no fucking continuation in any direction, bro. This shit is pathetic. I'm not gonna, like, I can't even, this shit fucking sucks. This market sucks ass right now, bro. God, this shit doesn't even fucking move. Whatever, bro. So yeah, I may have gotten tilted, but don't worry. I took out my frustration on the eval account. The one that I was trading this week. I didn't ended up blowing it. For trading 3 mini contracts and only losing $760, I gotta say I am really impressed with my ability to cut my losers way short. Way shorter than they need to be, exactly. And it's just saving me a lot of money, because a day like this, I would fully expect to fully blow the account. But like, one of the biggest things about me is I do not hold on to trades longer than I think it may go. Like, so say for example, if a trade is going against me and I don't think that there's like room for it to move in my favor, or I don't think like the perceived likelihood of it going in my favor is increasing, I will immediately take it off. And of course, sometimes it costs you, but more often than not, it has actually saved me. And I think that's like one of the biggest things that's keeping my, like, if you look on the funded account, my expected value, we can actually just kind of look right here. My funded account expected value is, I think, a little bit higher. Let's see. Now, of course, expected value and expectancy is based off of like your performance. So it is a little bit of a lagging indicator, but like this, my expectancy currently is about like $65. So every trade that I take, I pretty much make $65, which is, you know, pretty good. And you look at over week, of course, is increasing, and hence why my account balance is increasing. But like, one of the biggest things that like I would like to take a look at is like right here. Notice how like my average loss pretty much either stays the same or is like going down. We ended off the week at a profit of about $14.50. So we did complete our weekly goal for one of the accounts. The second account, of course, we are in drawdown about, let's see, we are in drawdown about, oh shit, I'm sorry, I did not mean to stick a middle finger up. That was uncalled for. We are about in drawdown about 87 bucks right now. So my stop loss on the second funded account is around 48. We'll just say 48,000. I'm at 49, so I have about 1,900 to play with. And then on my second, it's at about 495, so 49,500. So in this case, I have about 1,000, 2,000-ish left to play with. There's that. So now let's go into our goals for next week. PA3, which is my first funded account, is at about a profit of $1,450. And then PA4 is at a profit, or not profit, sorry. It's at a balance of negative 87 bucks. So we're negative about 87. So my goal, of course, is to get a payout. Now, I really want to focus more on getting my first payout. However, I don't want to emphasize like that level of importance to it like that much. So I'm going to be looking, like for next week, there's a few things that I'm going to be looking for. Hopefully, my goal is, I know I just said I wasn't going to set this as a goal, but this is what ideally I'm looking for. To make a profit, or to make it to about 27,775. That would be about 550 here and then another 700. So I would need to make a profit of about 1,225 to be exact, in order to get here. So that's about, if God willing and we permit, 2 days where we're one and done. So 2 one and done days, that gets the job done. And that's what, you know, if I can trade smart next week, it is possible and it can happen. However, for the second one, we are at negative 87. I kind of believe that this one right here, I might need to, this week, my main focus, like with this account mainly, is definitely going to be just kind of taking it out of this drawdown period, and probably getting it to, I think maybe anywhere from plus 600 to 1,200 would be really nice. Just getting some movement on this account, because I don't want to teeter around break even. That's like absolutely demoralizing for me. I would rather either like hit maximum loss or maximum win, but like break even is where I've been for like the last 2 years, and I kind of want to see some type of progression in any direction. Some things that I know I need to work on this week is definitely my mindset. Like I know like I really need to get into the frame of like, I have been able to get to this situation multiple times to where like I'm $600 from a payout, or you know, $200 from a payout, $300 from a payout, right? I've been able to get to this area multiple times. So like I need to realize that, okay, cool, this isn't nothing new. I have to kind of treat it as is nothing new. I have to kind of treat it as this is the norm, kind of like I do with eval accounts and trying to pass them. Like this is just normal. I know for like the moment I get that first payout, I will never, I may feel it for the second one, but like it's gonna be a lot less, and I'll be able to be a lot more like in the mode, in the flow of the markets. But like this week is gonna be really, really hard. I always want to say like, sometimes you just have to kind of look at things and just be like, okay, I understand where I'm at. But if this bad thing happened, it's not the end of the world. And that's when I just kind of need to realize. But yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, I greatly appreciate you. If you could leave any type of engagement, comment, subscribe, feedback, anything like that, any of it will be appreciated. With that being said, hopefully see you guys on next week's video. And who knows what the title of the next video may be. You know, we all hoping for it to be one specific title, but you know, who knows? We're doing this at the end of the day. It is a journey. We don't know what we have in store. And this week may not be our week. Next week may be our week. Next week may not be our week, and maybe it might be a later time. Peace and love. You know my motto, be a problem solver, and see you guys next time. Until the last time.